Hello, everyone, and welcome
Hello.
to twitch.tv/ the Onyx Path, where today we have gathered to play Season 4, Episode 1 of Scarred Lands Sins of Shelzar. That's right, we took a break for a couple weeks that turned into a break for a couple months, but we are now back. I would like to, before we dive too far into our adventure, I want to remind everyone that we are currently raising funds on Kickstarter for Titans Rising and Titanomachy. The Kickstarter is kind of a double feature. Not only are we raising funds for the new book, Titans Rising, but also to get a traditionally printed version of Titanomachy in your friendly local game stores. So if you've not yet done so, please head over to Kickstarter and give that a look. Also want to remind you all that we recently released the Trinity Continuum Assassins Rat in a Burning Cage, and that is a sort of complete virtual tabletop adventure set. It is system neutral, it's format neutral, so you can download it at Drive-Thru RPG and upload it to your favorite VTT of choice. It's got maps, handouts, everything you need to run the adventure, and we're going to actually be having a actual play of it on Friday this week, I believe at 8 p.m. Eastern. So definitely check that book out as well. It is a good, fun time, lots of cool resources. And I am looking forward to playing it because I believe I'll be a player in this Friday's actual play. So it'll be a lot of fun. So go check those two things out. Now that the bills are paid, as they say in the entertainment biz, let's dive into what we are and where we had parked and what we are doing from here. The group has about 8 days at this point, I believe, until the sort of masking effect that was placed on Ithrin will no longer hide her from Freya the Snow Queen. After failing to complete a holy quest and choosing to save the world from an eternal winter, Ithrin has earned the ire of her former goddess, and currently the group is looking for a way out of this presumably dark and terrible fate. They're not quite sure what Fraley is going to do, but they have their suspicions, and none of the suspicions are good. As such, after destroying the Thulkin and using their heart's blood to melt the Winterbloom seeds, the group has set up a sort of home base in the Thulkin's former lair, but have struck out on a quest to try to find some sort of divine assistance for Ithrin's situation. So far, with very little luck. Most recently, they've begun trekking from Hollowfaust to the city of Lokiel, where they hope to consult the library and perhaps even use the Orrery of the Plains to get to some extraplanar hidey hole. While on the way from Hollowfaust to Lokiel, the guide that they had hired turned on them, turned out to be a lich with some loyalties to Glivid Autel, some old friends of the party. But they managed to, at least for the time being, force that lich free of this mortal coil. After that engagement, they stopped near a ruin where they fought some zombies off and then went in to seek shelter and discovered a rather disturbed man who looked like he hadn't eaten or slept in a long time. Was parched with dehydration and a little wild-eyed from paranoia. And that man turned out to be a practitioner of the necromantic arts, which the party learned as he went into panic when a ghost possessed one of the party members and causing her to attack everyone in sort of a flurry of blows. The ghost was wrestled from her form, and the party member incapacitated and then resuscitated. And the necromancer is still in a blind panic. So that, I believe, is where we parked, and that is where we will find our adventurers in a broken down ruin somewhere inside the festering fields with a panicked necromancer and a ghost who is still flying about freely, just is not currently possessing anyone. Alan, do you regain consciousness? Or regain,
That's
I should
actually
say.
not true, Travis. That's
What?
actually not true. She is in a spell. She's like trapped in a spell. I have what was it?
Oh, did you
Force
ever?
cage?
Do you ever in force cage? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So she's not wandering about. She is encaged in a force cage. Thank you for correcting me on that. Like I said, it's been a little bit. Okay, so you don't have that immediate problem to deal with. But Alan, you open your eyes and Lulu's kind of holding, or no, you see Lulu across the room being held back by Charlung. And you see Ithrin kind of above you as you open your eyes, fluttering your eyes back into consciousness. You have some vague recollection that you were just involved in a very violent brawl, but you're not sure exactly what happened.
Oh, what happened? Ithrin, is everything okay?
Hey, you're you again.
What?
You got possessed.
By that. I was pointing at the force
Sorry
cage.
about the bruises. We had to take some pretty drastic action to get you to stop.
Inside the cage, you see the ghost sort of slamming up against the walls, screeching a little bit, though it's very muffled sound.
Are you guys okay? And I'm like checking my limbs.
Yeah, are you okay?
I don't know.
Does everyone? I believe you all should still have your hit point totals and any conditions from last time. So, Ithrin, were you wounded at all?
Yes. I'm at 43 out of 107 hit points.
Right. So Ithrin's like bruised and bloody, got it like a split lip. Clearly, there's blood on her nose and on her sort of top. What about Charlung? What was Charlung at health wise?
51 of 67.
Yeah, so Charlung looks a little bit scratched up, but not too bad. Charlung
And
is.
he's animatedly yelling at you, Lulu, in like deep orcish.
And you're like literally holding her back at the moment, right?
Yeah, and like trying to hold back the wizard dude too. Like, I'm trying to help you.
Now, despite Lulu's toughness and resilience, she's still like, you see there's like chunks missing off of like one of her arms, and a bit of her side seems to have been knocked off. Like, she's not in great shape either. Nolo, did you have any wounds?
I'm only down like 30 hit points. I'm 74 out of 106.
Okay, so even Nolo looks a little bit battered and bruised, which is unusual. And Charlie, were you wounded at all?
I'm down 21 from 94.
Excellent. Yeah, so Charlie's eyes, I think that was all necrotic damage. So Charlie's eyes look sunk in, and she looks very, very exhausted.
Did I do that to you guys?
Not your
Well,
fault.
I mean, it wasn't you.
I hug Ithrin. I am so sorry.
But like,
It's okay.
it was just like
You were possessed. It's
your
okay.
mates.
I know you would never. You would never.
The ghost goes and bangs its head into the side of the force cage.
Shut the fuck up, ghost.
Enough of
Deal
that.
with you later.
Lulu shakes free from Charlung and walks back over to Aland and puts a hand out to help Island up.
I grab Lulu's hand. I'm assuming like
Yeah.
it's, and then I bring her into one armed hug as well. And I was like, I'm assuming you stopped me.
She nods and pats you on the small of your back. It's fine. It's fine. No time for this. What are we doing with the trash? She looks at the necromancer. What are you doing with the trash, as Lulu has put it, Charlene?
I'm trying to ask him if he knows how to actually kill this fucking ghost that we got trapped in this thing.
I mean, I can command it to go away.
I look to the group. Says he can command it to go away.
Like, do you mean forever or for now or to hell or
I mean,
it's very vague.
Yeah, it is kind of. I can tell it. I can make it leave. I can't make it not come back. It won't come back for a while, for sure.
Just tied to anywhere. Can it leave this area?
Well, I mean, it can probably wander anywhere in the festering fields.
All right, well, this cage only lasts an hour.
Well, then we should not be here when that runs out. So, like, you have food and water. I would be happy to travel with you.
Can I get like an insight check on this guy?
Yeah, go for it. Absolutely.
19.
Yeah, I mean, he seems entirely too scared and almost too confused to rally himself for a lie. You know what I mean? If he's in anything but if he's actually in anything but sheer terror right now, he's a very, very good actor.
I'm just gonna walk up to him and just be like, if you cross us, I won't hesitate to remove you from every plane of existence.
He nods. I understand. I'm sorry I lost it back there. I just got really scared.
Up to you guys, I guess. I'm gonna take a breath outside.
Okay.
I mean, if we can just get this day's travel out of us, I can take him wherever he needs to go when we're done. He doesn't have to stay with us. But I don't want to leave him here either. I mean, he was. What were you doing out here by yourself?
I was separated from my group. We were making a pilgrimage to Hollowfaust. One of the blood storms blew in and we got separated.
Seems believable enough to me.
All right. Any objections or anything that you would like to do before you start making your way deeper into the festering fields?
Could we have a short rest?
Short rest,
No,
away from here.
because yeah, the ghost is gonna jump out of that cage right at the end of that short rest.
Well, isn't he gonna send the ghost away?
Well, he can try, but
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to banish it while it's in the force cage.
yeah.
If it comes back, let's go. We'll move ahead for an hour and then we'll stop and rest. If it comes back, I'll send it away.
I could use at least a short rest to get some spells back. This Force Cage is a really powerful spell, so I have no more 7th level spells.
All right. If no one has any objection, y'all can start making your way deeper into the festering fields. Who's acting as navigator? Is it still going to be Ithrin?
Yeah, I think it's probably best if Nathan does the navigation.
All right. Why don't you go ahead and make a survival check for me if you don't mind?
13.
Excellent. You're continuing your way on through the festering fields. Don't seem to have any real difficulties other than just dry, hot terrain.
Which we're all used to.
Pretty much, yeah. You're able to find kind of a rocky outcropping that you're able to sit down and take a short rest under. So you may all take a short rest. Does anyone want to spend hit dice to regain any hit points?
Yes.
Right, you can spend and roll as you see fit.
So I'll use my second wind to gain 1d10 plus 13, and then I'll take my short rest.
Okay. So you regain your second wind during your short rest.
Yes.
And are you going to use any additional hit dice during your short rest?
I don't think so.
All right. Charlie, you regaining anything during the short rest? No? Charlotte?
Oh, I rolled a d8. It's a 10.
The button's only rolling one at a time, so I'm doing one at a time.
Oh, I just
All right, there we go. It took me
Manually
3
clicked.
hit dice to.
Well, and what was that, Ithran? I'm sorry?
Oh, yeah, so I just rolled a handful and I restored 40 hit points.
Excellent. You can adjust your hit points back up, regain any spell slots you might be able to regain. I think you got what? Arcane Recovery? Is that right, Mike?
Yeah, I got some spells back.
And that only does slots up to 6, right?
Up to oh yeah, it's like it's just 7 spell slots, but like only up to 6.
Right. All right, cool. You complete your short rest. It's relatively uneventful. As you are getting to the end of that short rest, you finish patching everything up. You've maybe did Charlie Song of Rest during that rest or no?
No,
Okay. So you're sort of packing things up and getting everything together. Who has the highest passive perception out of all of you?
Probably Ithrin. I have 16.
Mine is 15.
Oh no, mine is 11.
mine's 20.
Okay.
How is it that high?
I don't know. It just is.
Probably,
wisdom.
I would bet expertise and perception, probably. If she's bard.
Yeah, I mean, I have a +9. Wait,
I'm
no, I have a
impressed.
+10.
Yep, that'll do it. You see like a shadow moving on the ground. Like, looks like something is casting a shadow that's moving on top of the rocky outcropping that you're under.
I'm gonna definitely point that out to everybody.
Do we see anything when we look up?
Looking straight up the rocky outcropping, no, you do not. But if you look at where Charlie's pointing on the ground, you absolutely do see looks like some sort of a blob moving across the top of the outcropping. So basically they're at an angle where you cannot see them.
But they're casting some shadow.
Right.
All right,
Looks
so one of us teleports 150 feet that way, and then we can see what's on top of the outcrop.
I mean, that is a thing you could do if you wanted.
My teleport is very loud. It's not a stealth mission thing.
I don't think I have any teleports up, but I could fly up.
Well, in that case, we might as well all walk out together, just aware that there's something over our head.
Yeah. So we just keep going. I'm gonna cast a mirror image.
Okay. Once you get probably about 80 feet out from under the outcropping, you see what appears to be a large and slender woman, vaguely humanoid, though her arms are about they look normal down to the elbows, and then beyond the elbows they're about twice as long as normal, covered in spiny hair and ending in like sharp spindly claws. She also has what appear to be 4 spider-like legs emerging from her back. She's wearing a loincloth and has long, stringy black hair that hangs loosely about her shoulders and face, given kind of a Samara from the Ring vibe.
Friend or foe? No.
As soon as you look up and see her, she leaps down and lands on the ground and starts sort of scurrying in your direction.
Momentary stasis. Give me a Constitution saving throw, DC 18.
Excellent. Con save at DC 18, you say?
Mm-hmm.
It's 19 on the die with a con of +4.
Did a 19 on the die?
Yep, 19 on the die, con +4. Does it have any effect on a successful save?
No, it's just either they are immobilized or not.
Okay. She lets out like a chuckle and rises to her feet, holds her hands up, and the 4 spidery legs up like their hands being held up. She says, "Stay your blades, Turtle Man. I come in peace."
Proper answer was friends of that question a minute ago then.
I've come seeking the one called Ithrin.
Tarlong rolls their eyes and steps out of the way. He was probably guarding Ithrin, glowing.
Why?
I step in front of Ithrin.
She bows very deeply, almost like to the point that her nose is touching the ground before she straightens back up and says, "My name is Reyna Goblinborn. I am seeking you in my official capacity as a page of Sethris."
Does the name Sethris mean anything to me?
Make a religion check, please.
I'm gonna also make a religion check. 16.
3.
Excellent. With a 3, you've heard the name, but you're not quite sure where. With a 16, however, you're absolutely familiar with Sethris. Sethris is known as the Spider Queen or the Venom Queen. She's a minor deity revered by spider eye goblins, narrowleths, intelligent arachnids, and those seeking revenge. She's associated with dark mystics and assassins, and worshipped in the dark, forgotten places of Gelspad, only spoken of in guarded whispers. She's cold and cunning and will wait centuries for her plots to hatch.
So Ithrin will ask, who is Sethris?
Well, this could be good or it could be bad. It depends on if she's mad at us or not. But
She
it could be
says,
good for our quest.
"Oh, my mistress has no ill will towards you. In fact, she wishes to extend an olive branch and her congratulations for your cunning means of outwitting the Snow Queen.
They might have
Thank
beef.
you.
I have come with a message of joy and good tidings.
I like joy and good tidings.
If she knows what's going on, why doesn't the Frost Queen?
Well, she probably does, but she's masked right now.
Right, she
But-
can't
but-
find me to smite me.
But Sathras found us.
She's only masked for the Ice
The
Queen.
Snow
I think.
Queen, yeah.
Yeah. Everything else is fair game.
And I mean, that might be why the emissary got sent. Normal people, I think, still find me.
Reyna nods. Yes, that. The divine cannot see you. Their servants, however, are another story.
How is this a protection?
Well,
You can rest easy. The Snow Queen has few servants this far south.
cat.
Yeah.
But I was tasked with finding you, and now I have, and I must deliver a message on to you, which I shall. Sethris offers you a means of escape from the Snow Queen's wrath.
Okay. What is she offering and what are her conditions?
Her
I look
condition,
at Nobu and I roll my eyes.
her conditions are none. This is an offer with no strings. She reaches into her loincloth and pulls out an empty glass vial and holds it up to her mouth and lifts her lip and squeezes behind one of her fangs, and the vial fills with a dark green ichor.
So, what am I? Is that for me?
She walks up very slowly and extends the vial out for you to take. So that is your escape from the Snow Queen's wrath.
Look at the vial. I'm not trying to be insulting, but is this an offer of suicide?
It is poison, but it is painless and will work quickly.
Okay. This is an option. Thank you. Thank your mistress for me. I don't know if I'll take it, but I will definitely remember it's an option.
She nods, and below her stringy hair, you see like a ear-to-ear grin sort of peeking out between the little parts where the hair is parted wide enough for you to see her teeth. She says, "Remember, while you remain hidden from the divine, she cannot exact her vengeance on you, but the moment she is able to sense you, death will not offer you an escape."
Yes, this is true. And that is why I'm going to continue to consider this as an option. It's certainly preferable to an eternity of frozen torment.
She nods and says, "I bid you all a safe journey," and turns on her heel and starts to head back the way she came.
I will wait until she gets out of earshot and say, well, that was delightfully morbid.
Yeah, and
You're
get
not
smoted.
doing-
You're already dead. That's what they assume. Be nicer if they offered to, intervene, but these gods say they don't, but here they are, intervening.
Right.
Are you actually considering this, Ithrin?
Let's say But if I've got half a minute left on the clock, like I wasn't lying when I said that a quick death is probably preferable to an eternity of frozen torment. It's not really a choice that I'm looking forward to making, but yeah, it is what it is. Like I don't want to. Like, let me be clear. I do not want to kill myself at all. But
If we can't find a solution within 7 days,
right.
this is kinder.
So no, I'm not going to use it unless I have no other options.
All right. With that, you continue on your way. Traveling through the remainder of the day, you find yourself fairly close to nightfall, reaching what you would consider the end of the festering fields. Aside from a few sort of distant marches of undead, you haven't run across too many other necrotic problems, and you have been able to keep your necromancer friend alongside you. Are you using the mansion for rest again that night?
Yeah, as soon as I get like a long rest in, because it's a 7th level, I think.
Okay, so do you want to do tiny hut instead, Charlie, or do you have magnificent mansion too?
Sorry, I have to go really far to unmute. I'm trying to figure out which one I have. I have something.
I know you have tiny hut. I just didn't know if you'd gotten.
It'd be great if I could find anything. It's like I've never seen this before. I definitely have tiny hut, but I don't think I have the mansion one. But maybe I.
I think the mansion might be a wizard spell.
I think bards
Yeah.
can learn it, but
Bards get to like grab spells from other people like crazy for no reason.
Mm.
yeah, you get arcane
Background three.
secrets at a couple different levels.
Yeah, like that's why I have Eldritch Blast and I'm a bard.
Mm-hmm.
Ridiculous. Anyway, I don't have it, but I have tiny hut.
Okay. You tiny hut. Are you going to, Charlene? Are you going to teleport back before the tiny hut or after? And are you going to take the necromancer with you?
So out of character group check. Do we want to just drop this necromancer off? Because I could drop him at Hollowfaust and come back.
I mean, what if
Or
you
do
want?
we want another local guide who knows a little bit more about the local population?
It'd be nice
Maybe
to
a
not
more
go in blind,
local
but what does he
guide?
want?
And what was that, Ithrin? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Oh, I was just saying a more local guide might be more helpful.
If there are no other suggestions, then I will still ask him which he would prefer.
Says if you're going to Lokiel, I'd be happy to accompany you there.
Is that where we're going?
Yes.
Yeah. That's good because our last guide tried to kill us. You'll note we don't have a guide with us.
He nods. I have no intention of trying to harm you.
Again,
I didn't.
I say as he like cloud killed all of us.
I didn't mean it last time. That was a mistake on my part. I'm sorry.
Accepted. I might be sorry with a fireball later.
Excellent. So you're leaving him there to stay to rest in the tiny hut then?
Yeah, and I probably just use my 7th level spell to get home. Teleportation, just boom. Then, because that doesn't require any materials, then I teleport circle, cast it to bring myself back.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
Or other way around.
Are you doing
I don't
that?
know.
Yeah, I mean, you can use just straight up teleport to. Or no, you can use teleportation circle. You'd have to use circle twice. So, however that works with your spell
Okay.
slots. If
I
that
can
means you
use circle twice.
if that means you circle home, sleep, and then circle back, that's fine too.
Well, I think actually I could do a 5th and a 7th. I could circle home and then teleport to the circle that I just left
Yes.
with, yeah. So 1/5, 1/7, and then long rest.
All right. So you all complete your long rest back at the in the tiny hut, and get up and resume your trek on the way to Lokiel the next day. Ithrin, why don't you give me
Okay.
another? I'm sorry, what was it?
I cast mage armor.
Excellent. Good call. Ithrin, give me another survival checks. Let's see how well you're navigating the area.
Oh, that's a good one. 26.
Excellent. As you're moving along, you come to kind of an area of more like dry, rocky ground. Very little evidence of anyone being here at all recently. It leads to a pass that you'll need to go through if you want to make your way to Lokiel. However, despite the fact there's very little evidence of people being here recently, you do find a bit. You note a couple of sets of hooved tracks moving through the sand before you. Not terribly far, probably about 30 feet ahead. And you know, based on the pattern of the tracks and the way that the tracks are sort of kicked around a bit, this was not made by a quadrupedal creature, and you're pretty sure it wasn't made by one creature.
I'm gonna ask Holland to look at the tracks and if she thinks they might be her people or related to her people.
Insight check.
Oh, sure. You can make an insight or a survival or just a history, whichever works best for you.
Survival. 22.
Excellent. Yeah, you're pretty sure those are Sutak tracks and that they are moving in single file to hide their numbers. Like Tusken Raiders.
I will tell Ithrin it's Sutek. They're being cunning.
Are they something we should watch out for?
Based on the history with the Sutek, probably.
Okay. I will scout ahead.
All right. Go ahead and move yourself ahead as far as you'd like to.
So, I've not been using wild shape like at all.
Okay.
But Baldur's Gate 3 has taught me that I am criminally underutilizing that aspect of my character. So I would like to turn into a bird. Like this is the desert, so maybe like a falcon or a hawk,
Okay.
and scout ahead that way.
Excellent.
That's-
You assume a hawk's shape and take off flying. As soon as you get probably about 90 feet up, you can clearly see that behind this rock formation, there are a whole gang of Sutak hiding in wait.
Wait for us or just in general?
You're not sure if it's specifically for you, but they seem like they're ready for a scrap.
Okay. Yeah, so I will return to the party, and tell them, yeah, there's an ambush waiting just around that rock. I don't know if they're specifically here for us, or if they just are going to waylay any traveler who crosses. I also don't know if there's a way to bargain with them.
I
How
crack my
much? What do we know about their weaknesses?
But I just
Cold?
kind of do this to Alland.
So they hate the cold, is what you're saying.
Resistance of fire, right?
Yes, they are resistant to
Yeah.
fire, and they absolutely hate the cold.
Mhm.
They do not seem to have spotted you yet, as far as you could tell when you flew ahead.
How closely together were they packed?
I mean, fairly.
Like, are they in fireball range?
or in
Mhm.
cone of cold. Right.
We can turn a fireball into like a ice ball.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, I can do cold and fireball.
I mean, a well-placed fireball might mess their day up. That's not off the table. You want to try
And
to?
Charlone can go and do some spells and kind of send them down here, maybe.
You want to try to sneak off that way and kind of surprise them?
I mean, I guess Shalon could try sneaky.
I kind of
Well,
want to try
easy.
sneaking, and then I'll do enlarge, and then I'll drop on them.
Okay, that is an option.
Are they below us, above us? Like, what was the? You said it was like on the other side of a rock, and I'm trying to like. This isn't. I'm not getting depth here.
So they're a little bit up from you. There's a slight in like these rocks, kind of right here, are raised, but this graying area here is like an incline upward. Make sense?
Yep.
So
I'm gonna
they're
cast fly myself.
all right.
And I'm also before since it's before the fight, I guess. I'm also gonna cast mirror image.
Okay. Are any of you?
I can do that, right?
Yeah. Well, yes, because mirror image is not concentration, correct?
It is not.
And fly is or is not.
It is concentration.
Okay. So yeah, you can.
That would be a shitty one to lose concentration on.
Yeah.
Yeah, not great. So who's going to try to sneak into a good position?
Me.
Absolutely.
All right. If you would like, those of you who need to be sneaky, go ahead and make a stealth check.
Could we be tactical? Is that rock formation behind them even further up?
Yes. So, like, the rocks themselves are probably like 30, 40 feet high.
Cool.
This incline is probably like a 10-foot, like it slopes up about 10 feet.
I stare up at the top of the rocks. I could get us up there.
Yes, that's what I want.
Mm-hmm.
I want to get up there, get really
Okay.
big, and then drop with giant hammer.
I will 7th level spell teleport all of us to up there.
All right.
Sick.
Could I just can I just pick Alland up and carry her? I'm not sure how much she weighs. I forget.
Alland is
You
like a
never
horse
ask a
person.
lady.
She's heavy.
Because I
He's like
have a
a
17.
whole horse.
I'm 17 strength. I don't know.
I mean, you
I
could
mean, you'd have a
You could probably lift her up. It wouldn't be pleasant. You're not going to do much but carry her.
I have one caveat before
Wanna
I
lift her up so she
teleport us
can just-
all up there.
You can drop. That's why.
What's your caveat?
I want to make sure we have enough rope to climb back down because I can't do this trick again.
I have rope.
All right.
And I can do a teleportation circle.
Okay. So you have ways of getting down. Excellent.
Gravity.
So let's have a group stealth check. All of you are going to go ahead and roll stealth. If any of you botch, then it's a problem. Otherwise, as long as half of you make it, you'll be all right.
16.
I rolled a 5.
9.
No, 7.
18.
7.
All right.
I had an 11. We are not a stealthy group.
That is, however, just enough that half of you made it. So you do not warn them of your presence as you all appear on top of this rock. And what would you like to do from there?
We could offer them the chance to surrender, but should we?
No. I mean,
I mean, given what they've done to your people, I accept that answer. And you see Charlung start cooking up a spell ready to let go whenever.
If we're already high up, I'm just gonna let Alan jump in then, right? That's like probably the best idea.
Yeah, I would assume so.
All right.
All right. So
I'm gonna
what?
fly.
So let's do initiative because they're surprised, but there still is going to be an initiative. So give me just a half a second here as I add y'all to initiative. And I will roll once for the Sutak to go as a group. All right, so we got a 21 for Charlung, a 9 for our Sutak buddies.
Gonna be 19 for me because I add my intelligence modifier to my initiative.
Sweet. You said 19.
Yeah.
And what does Alan go on?
20.
Did you roll for Lulu, or you gonna just both go on the same?
Let me roll for Lulu.
And Ithrin?
3.
Excellent.
Oh, it's not letting me roll for her.
Okay.
I'll roll on mine for her. Hang on.
And,
Her initiative is +1, so
and then Charlie, what did you get?
7.
Excellent.
7. She has 17.
All right. So you have surprise. They're unable to take an action or this turn or a reaction until after their initiative. So the first action goes to Charlung. Are you going to hold until Alan jumps down there? Or are you going to fire off your fireball first?
Am I muted?
No, you're
No.
All right. I am going to I gotta look up how much it cost me again because it's been a while. I'm going to spend 1 sorcery point to transmute fire to cold damage on a fireball and send it on down to the center of the pack.
Sick.
glorious. So they need to make what?
Fireball is a dex save, DC 18.
Excellent. Half a second.
For 31 or half. Oh, wait, hold on. 36 or half.
All right. So 1 for the base Sutak. They got a 2. They did not make it. 1 for the Sutak Flame Priest. Got an 8. I assume there is now a +10, so they didn't make it either. And then for the Warlord. 17. What was your save DC?
18,
All right, they actually make that, so they'll take half.
which would be 18.
Okay. Excellent. The sort of rank and file basically all freeze immediately to death.
And it's like frost fire too.
Yeah.
I don't know how you want to rule on that, but it's
Basically, it washes over them, and when it's gone, they're frozen solid.
Sweet.
The Warlord takes half of 18 because the Warlord is actually resistant to cold. So they take
Wait,
9.
did they all just disappear?
They're frozen. They're dead.
they're ice sculptures at this point.
And the Flame Priest, also resistant to cold, but they failed, so they take 18. All right. Next up, Holland.
I will cast enlarge, so that means that my weight is 8 times its regular weight since it was just brought up, and I'm twice my size in both directions, and my hammer matches my new size.
Okay.
And I jump down, and I squish one of the guys.
Which one would you like to focus your attention on?
Not the warlord, the other one,
That one, the Flame Priest? All right.
flame priest. Yes.
So you are leaping.
Wait, should I kill the flame priest or the warlord? Which one would be more useful to interrogate?
So the Warlord is kind of like their chief, effectively, right?
Yeah.
The
yeah.
Flame Priest is more of like a cleric.
Yeah, which could help Ithrin. No?
I mean, not really.
Okay, I'll squish the priest.
All right. So you go leaping at the priest.
Yeah.
Go ahead and give me your attack check, please.
$19.
All right. Your first attack will hit.
And I'll hit the damage for that one. 16 plus 1d4 plus 3. This
So-
19 damage.
Excellent. You're still up. You got what? 2 more attacks?
Plus
Yes.
the cool factor from the top rokiness.
Yeah.
All right. So make your 2 more attacks.
16.
16 hits.
15 plus 4, another 19 damage.
Excellent. So you come down and swing twice, and like knock his jaw off. Basically, his eye is all puffed up. There's blood flying out of his face. He is still up. You have 1 more attack.
Yeah. I think I do. Hang on. How many attacks do I have?
I believe when you use extra attack now.
Oh, yeah. Attacks per action 3.
Yep.
17.
Excellent. That will hit, and it would be impossible for you to not kill him. So you just beat this poor Sutak to a
Can
pulp.
I squish him like a grape? So, like, if it was in slow motion, it would from the top to the bottom start squishing him.
Absolutely.
Like a grape. Perfect.
Absolutely. I'll allow it.
I kind
so
of want to peel him off of my hammer.
that's totally fine. And that brings us over to Nolo. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna fly right. Oh, gotta click him. I'm gonna fly right like above this guy about 60 feet up, and then I'm gonna cast gravity sinkhole
Okay.
on him, and so it's a 20-foot sphere, and then he's got a. Anyway, we'll see how this damage does first before all that. So it's gonna be a dex, a con save, 18.
Okay. 18 on the die with a +2 con.
Okay, so I think. Oh wait, wrong one. I think that just means
Oh, and I'm
half damage. Sorry.
go ahead and roll your damage. Also, Alan, I need a dex save from you, please, because as you squish the flame priest, he actually explodes.
Cool. You would need a dex save.
Yep. And how much damage did you wind up with, Mike?
12, and he isn't pulled in the direction, so just 12 force damage.
Excellent.
That's 8.
All right, you did not make your dex save. So this is fire damage, so don't get too panicked.
Yeah. That's worth it.
So 17 plus 14, that's 20, 31, cut in half, so that's 15 fire damage you take.
Cool.
And
I
it's-
feel like that's even more badass. Like my arm catches on fire a bit, like I peel him off with my hammer, making eye contact with the warlord, and like pat my arm off. Like
Nice. I love it. I absolutely love it. What is and Nolo? Did that complete your turn?
I always forget. Do I have little bonus actions for? No, I can't do anything else except like So yeah, I'm just flying above them.
All right, excellent. That brings us to Lulu. What would you like Lulu to do?
Lulu's gonna rage.
I'm shocked and amazed.
And I feel like Lulu would take her blade and she would go ah! like rage and jump down, trying to hit the warlord with her axe and cut him in half probably.
Sure, I'll allow it. She hauls ass in that direction, and she gets, I believe, 2 attacks now.
Yes. So we're raging 2 feet rage. So it's a +10 to hit. So I will roll for her. Roll 12 or 12. That's with the +10.
All right. So she got
Misses,
a
right?
2 on the die.
Yeah.
Yeah, that misses. But she does get another attack. So
Yes. So I'll roll another one. That's 20.
that will hit.
And then it's 1d12 plus 5. Which one is a d12?
Looks like
The one before 20.
yeah, it's one before 20.
So she gets 12. That's crit, right?
All right. Well, yeah, it's so it's 12 plus 5, so that's 17. And does
Yeah.
that plus 5 include her rage bonus?
Where do I find her rage bonus?
It should be listed under the rage feature, actually.
While raging,
No, because her strength bonus is +5.
you gain advantage on strength checks and saving throws, +3 melee damage with strength weapons. So it's a +3.
So so it's 18 damage.
18
effectively.
damage.
All right, sweet. She does ring that flame priest's bell, but it does, or the warlord's
Warlord.
bell, but it does not seem to put him down. That will bring us to the warlord. He can't. Only now he can start taking reactions. So that's about all he's got at the moment. Yep, that blows past him now that he's no longer surprised. That brings us to Charlie. What would you like to do?
Having a hard time. So, clean up wherever the cat knocked over. That's what I'm gonna do. I don't even know. I guess I'll just shoot an Eldritch Blast and then a Bardic Inspiration Mass.
Yeah, that's fine. Go ahead and fire your Eldritch Blast, and who would you like to give that inspiration to?
Ithrin's next, so let's do that.
Oh, thank you.
And then, can you please stop? Please, for love of God.
I'm misbehaving cats out there.
Yes, he's convinced there's something in the garbage can that he wants, but there's nothing in the garbage can. There's literally just an empty bag. But he's just knocking it over onto my feet.
It is, in fact, trash day.
Okay, so I have 23, 21, 15.
2 of those hit.
So whoever the girlfriend was.
6.
6 total. All right, you pepper him with some Eldritch Blasts. It has angered and messed up his day. Any other actions?
The Bardic Inspiration I already mentioned.
All right, rock and roll. That brings us around to Ithrin. What you got?
All right. So is the warlord still up? I can't see his token.
The Warlord is still absolutely up. If you scroll up a bit, you should be able to see him.
Okay. All right. Well,
He's right there.
He's getting guiding bolted.
Glorious.
Okay. I'm casting it at the highest level. Let's fuck him.
Good.
25 would hit, I assume.
If we've learned anything in this, it's we hate Sutek.
25 will hit. Absolutely.
Okay. That is a 38 of radiant damage, and the next person to attack him gets advantage.
Excellent. He is
Dead.
still up.
Weird.
All right, that is my turn.
All right. Excellent. That brings us to the top of the order again. Charlene, what would you like to do?
I will use my tattoo adept feature, so the tattoos on my body start like going extra super glowy. They normally glow a little bit when I cast magic, but now there's like just magic streaming out of them, and it turns into a chain lightning that bounces off of the dude and hits 3 of his friends encased in ice,
Okay.
just to explode them for good measure, because I have chain lightning in the tattoo.
Sure.
And yeah.
So that's a save on his part, right?
Yep, Dex 18
Dex of 18. All right. Get
for
that.
38 or half lightning.
Got a natural 20 on his save, so he will take half of that.
Can't get them all. 19. That would be 19.
Excellent.
19 lightning.
Anything else? You have rung his bell. He is not having a good day.
No, but 3 of his friends blew up too.
Excellent. Yes, you've showered the plane in ice shards. Holland, what would you like to do?
I guess I'll finish him off. Is he dead?
Yeah, no, he
I
is
hope
not.
he will, because
He's not.
if he doesn't die really soon, he's probably going to hurt a whole lot.
Yeah.
I'll try. I will look him in the eye and be like, "You don't know who you're messing with," and then I'll try to squish him with my hammer.
All right. Go ahead and make your 3 attack checks, please.
16.
16 misses. He brings up a shield and parries out of the way just in time.
Ooh, 16 misses with this guy. I already rolled my damage like, oh, it hits. Okay. This one misses. It was 13.
You catch him in the breastplate, but it doesn't seem to do any damage.
19.
19, you basically get, like, he gets his shield up, but too slow, and your hammer does come down on his face. So go ahead and, what was the damage you rolled for that one successful hit?
Well, I rolled a critical now. I rolled a 10. So 16 plus 1d4. Plus 4. So 20 damage.
All right. He is still up.
What the?
He's a little bit bloody. He's a little bit bruised, but he is still up. As we come around to Nolo, what would you like to do?
Okay, so I'm a turtle. I weigh, like, according to the plan books, 450 pounds,
Yes.
and that's hard shell. So can I just get, like, I'm flying like 60 feet in the air. Can I get it right on top of him, cancel fly, and then just get in my shell and just like
Sure. You can certainly give that a shot. I'm going to make that a ranged attack for you, like a ranged spell attack, since you're using fly to steer. So go ahead and
Okay.
give me a attack using your spell attack modifier.
Okay. 22.
22 will hit. So go ahead and roll, we'll say 3d6 bludgeoning damage.
3d6. 11 damage.
All right. He will take half of that because he does have resistance to bludgeoning. But that is 6. And you bounce off of him. Your shell sort of spins around like Mario Kart and scoots across the floor a little bit. And that brings us around to Lulu.
I'll stay in the shell until my next turn.
Nice.
Ah, that's so cute. Lulu is still raging, and she's going to try to slice him in half, I bet.
Excellent.
So, D20. Come on. 21.
21 hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
D12. That's 14
All right.
plus 3. So 14, 17. Oh, 14, 15, 16, 17, yes.
All right. He is still up. He takes the first
she will
hit.
use her second attack, right? She has to.
She does get a second attack, yeah. He takes the first hit and like screams in her face. And you can see as he's screaming, his tattoos are starting to glow as well. Go ahead and make Lulu's next attack check, please.
The second attack is 15. I'm sure that doesn't hit.
That does not hit. He ducks and weaves. That brings us back to his turn. He is going.
We're fucked.
He's going to use his first action to activate his metal tattoos. He begins glowing with molten heat as his tattoos catch on fire, and he gains 20 temporary hit points. His second action, third action, he's going to use. You've come over there now, right? So you're basically on top of him. Is that accurate?
Me?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, so he's going to use his first action to hit you and his second action to hit Lulu.
Yikes.
So his first action coming at you.
He's gonna miss.
Not great. That is a 16. Does that hit you?
It does.
Excellent. In that
No,
case,
Travis, whose side are you on?
you will take 10 bludgeoning
Damn.
and 4 fire. After your reduction, it's 2 fire. And then his second attack at Lulu. That's a 19. Does that hit Lulu?
Yes.
Excellent. Now Lulu is resistant to all damage when she's raging, so I think except psychic. So she'll take
Get out of my head.
5 damage.
Charles, no.
She is kind of the juggernaut. And that's his actions for the turn. As he has poked both of you with his javelin, or hit both of you with his maul, rather. I'm sorry.
Ew.
So you're both a little bit bruised up. And that brings us to Charlie.
I'm gonna cast Dissonant Whispers at 4th,
Excellent.
and that's Wisdom 17, and I am not even gonna use dice because I feel icky. So I'm just doing that. So it's 20, and he has to move away if he doesn't make it, and half if he does.
All right. So he got a 9 on that. So he's going to go ahead and use a legendary resistance so that he can succeed on that instead. So he'll take 10. Is that correct?
Yes.
Excellent. And any other portion of your action that you'd like to do?
I'm going to give Charlong a bardic inspiration.
Excellent. And that
Those are a
will.
D10, by the way.
Give it to Alan,
All right, I don't give it to Alan.
because none of my stuff I have to roll attacks for.
Thank you, Charlie.
All right. Good show. You've dented him a little bit more as you hit him with the dissonant whispers. It does not seem to have caused him to run away, though. And that will bring us around to Ithrin. What would you like to do? What's up?
Checking the range on something.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Okay. I'm going to try and cause blindness on our foe. So he must make a Constitution saving throw at difficulty 18 or be blinded.
All right. Let's see how that goes for him. That is a 2, so he will use his last remaining legendary resistance to succeed instead.
Ah, okay. Well, at least I made him use it.
That is accurate. Charlung, it is your action, and your enemy is out of legendary resistances. What would you like to do?
Travis, we're all out of order on screen.
Oh, goodness. Thanks for catching it.
Mike's camera went crazy, so it ended up moving everybody.
That's all right.
You know how it goes. Zoom
Yeah.
just does stuff.
It does. It likes to make things up. Is everybody? Nope. I'll
I'm
get us.
watching it on stream. It looks cute. It's like sliding into frame.
I'll get us there
Would
in
it
a
be
minute.
cool if we just teleported into each other's frame?
That would be kind of neat. All right. I think everyone is back where they're supposed to be. Beautiful.
Yep. All right.
All right. Sorry about that. Thanks for catching that. I appreciate it. All right. So, Charlung, what's the plan?
Shanlong is doing their best Raiden from Mortal Kombat impression, and just continuously shooting lightning.
Excellent. Hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yep. So Dex 18. Oh. For 52 lightning?
Oh
Or
my
half?
goodness gracious.
That was a whole lot of 7s and 8s. On
And
that
they
roll.
did not make their save, and they do not have any any way to prevent that. So they're going to just go ahead and take 52 damage. You rock
And 3 more. And 3 more of the frozen statues catch a bolt coming off of them?
You rocked them with a massive lightning bolt, and sort of the tattoos stop glowing, and they stumble backward, but are still standing as the energy starts to rebuild in their tattoos.
Crazy.
Any bonus actions, Charlotte?
I mean, just be. We already know that he was like resistant to frost, and that's the only thing I could do on a bonus action. So I don't think so. I think Charlong took his shot or took their shot.
Okay. No problem. That brings us around to Alland.
Is his javelin still?
It's his maul. He was hitting you with a maul. I misspoke. So
Okay.
he's got his maul in his hand still.
I'm gonna try to squish him once again, and I'm like, "You think you can hurt me with that?"
Excellent. Go ahead and make your 3 attacks, please.
24.
That will hit.
I feel like these attacks come in after you think you can.
You think you can hurt me with that? And then the second was 25, so that hit.
All right.
And then the third one is another 24.
All right. So you hit with all 3. Let's get that damage.
Yes. It's 13 plus 4, so 17.
Okay.
Then 13.
Excellent. I will stop you right there. How would
plus
you like?
3.
How would you like this to go down as you are smashing them?
I want to hit him across the legs so he's kneeling. Hit him again so that he's on all fours. And then I'm gonna smash him down. And I'm gonna like kind of like manically just as
Excellent.
he becomes a puddle.
That he does. You smash him
Love murder.
to little flat
The murder
bits.
hobos are back.
That ends our combat, and you have destroyed the Sutak. There are bloody smears and shattered ice sculptures where they once stood. Is there anything you'd like to do before you leave the area?
Loot the
Spit.
bodies.
All right.
Loot.
All right, you're gonna try to
I
loot
don't
them.
think there's a lot to loot from him or the priest.
Yeah. Basically, he and the priest are everything that they had besides his maul has been destroyed. The people that got frozen so badly that anything they might have been carrying is useless. And none of them were carrying any coinage. So you go through kind of what's left of pockets, and it's really just kind of molten mush and goo. Unfortunately, no real loot.
And a mall.
And a mall if you want to take it. If nothing else, makes a nice trophy.
I'll take it.
Excellent. And with that, you resume travel. Glorious.
Yeah.
After about another hour or two, you can spot Lokil in the distance. It's built out of the side of a volcanic mountain. You can see the ruins of the city from when the volcano erupted, sort of poking out from rocky formations of the long since dried lava, leading up to the top where the entire library is intact. As you make your way up to it, there's basically stairs you have to navigate. It's a lengthy climb, but you eventually make your way up to the admitting area. As you arrive at the grand entryway, this is a tall gated opening that's about halfway up the mountainside. The winding lava flows end about 30 feet from the entrance. And the gate itself is made of thick slabs of stone with intricate and colorful sigils covering every part of the rock. This is kind of the only burst of color in the gray and black volcanic rubble that you've been wandering through. And you see the doors are open at your approach. In the foyer, you see a massive statue of Hydrata. There are offering baskets strategically placed throughout the room and guards at the doors. The guards that greet you say, "Welcome to the library at Lokiel. All who seek knowledge and truth are welcome. Be certain you mind our laws."
Of course.
Do we know the laws?
Probably not right offhand.
What are your laws?
The laws of our library are no violence and no harm shall come to our books.
I look at myself covered in blood and I look at them again.
There is no theft is not permitted, nor is harm to another person. Murder is reacted and responded to likewise.
Love a good library.
You mentioned no teleportation was something famously.
Yes, we do not permit teleportation inside or outside of the facility.
Is there like a curfew? Are the gates open all day?
We close the gates at sunset and open them at sunrise.
But if you're in here, can you stay in here?
You won't have much choice.
Cool. Is there a powder room?
There's a restroom over there. Point.
I trudge towards it to get some blood off of me.
Excellent. Anyone else doing anything else? Cleaning up? You can clearly see there's a sort of a large desk that has three monks dressed in robes that indicate they're members of a sacred monastic order. They're all kind of sitting at that large desk.
They're just sitting there, or are they just guarding the door?
No, there's the two guards standing at the door, and then there's guards that are also stationed at the other doors that leave the chamber. There is no guard stationed at the door that they indicated the restroom was to, but other than that, all the other doors have two guards each. The three that are sitting at the desk are just sitting there. They seem to be attending some paperwork or doing some reading of some sort, but you get the impression that they're like the librarians, effectively.
Oh, okay. So we're just in a big library now at this point?
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, you're in the big central foyer. You can't see the stacks from where you're at because you have to leave this room to get to them. But yeah, you're in the stoop of the library, basically.
All right. Well, if you guys don't need me, I might just get to reading something.
All right. Nolo, you approach the librarians.
Yeah. Excuse me. Can you point me in the direction of any of your spell books?
Is there a particular type of magic you're looking for?
I'm in the middle of developing my own, so anything that can point me into the manipulation of time and or space.
Of course, right this way. What about your associates?
I think they have other business unless you all needed something.
Sure. You want to help them? And the one librarian starts walking Nolo off to the stacks. The second librarian gets up from behind the desk and walks over to your group as Alan is emerging from the restroom, now blood free. She says, "Welcome to the Library of Lokiel. How may I be of service to you?"
Uh,
Looking for a cleric.
Well, a cleric of whom?
Um, it kind of doesn't matter as long as it's not the Snow Queen.
Well, all members of the Order of the Closed Book like to consider ourselves clerics. What can I do to assist you?
Great. The Snow Queen is after me,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm trying to figure out a way to make that not be the case.
I see. Yes. I personally don't have a whole lot that I can offer, but give me just a moment. If you don't mind, feel free to have a seat at the bench over there.
Yeah, sure.
And she takes off. About 5 minutes pass, and a human woman, looks like she's probably in her 40s or so, also wearing robes of the order, comes out. She says, "I understand that you seek an reprieve against having angered a god. Do you wish to plead your case to the god of laws?" That would be Hadrad.
Yes.
Hadrada. Yep. Very well. I can make petition. And she walks over and collects one of the offering bowls from directly in front of the statue of Hadrada. And she walks over and says, "All who would seek judgment must make an offering."
What is an appropriate offering?
Something that you perceive as equal value to the matter you're bringing before the god.
Oh God. Oh, okay. I think the only thing that she could reasonably put in the bowl is the amulet of the Snow Queen.
Okay, is that what you want to do?
Yeah, I'll
Excellent.
go ahead and take that off my sheet.
Excellent. Are anybody else that's there going to put anything in the bowl? Or are you going to let Ithrin go alone?
um, I will offer um I will offer the shield that I've been making for Lollicles.
Okay. You pull the shield out of your bag and toss it in the bowl. How about
I
Char?
place it respectfully in the bowl.
Yes, absolutely. And how about Charlie? Is there anything in particular that you would like to place in the bowl? Nope. Okay. Excellent. She takes the bowl and sets it back at the feet of the statue. As soon as she does that, Charlie and Charlung see Ithrin and Aland just straight up disappear. The archivist turns to the two of you and says, it would seem that their petition has not fallen on deaf ears.
Who was that to?
To Charlie and Charlung, who are still out in the lobby.
Charlong Charlong put a message in the chat. The BRB. They're gonna probably off visiting any tattoo collections manuals, studying or
Excellent.
trying to negotiate to purchase the teleportation circle coordinates.
Okay.
This is located throughout the map.
Oh, beautiful. Excellent. Thank you for calling my attention to that because I did not see it. Well, in that case, then just Charlie witnesses the pair disappear. There's a flash of light from Aland and Ithrin's perspective. As the light sort of starts to fade, you see yourself standing in what appears to be like a large, like pillared building. There's like 6 pillars, marble, holding up a marble ceiling. And in the center of this room, at the outside of the walls, there's various seating, like you'd imagine, almost like a Greek amphitheater. At the center of the amphitheater, you see a man standing probably about 15 feet tall, wearing white robes. They're pure white with a multicolored belt wrapped around them. He has a golden crown floating about 6 inches off of his head and holds what appears to be a rather sizable great hammer made of black iron. The 2 ends of the hammer have faces carved into them, one of a demon and one of an angel.
Ooh, that's so cool.
He nods and says, "You have petitioned for my judgment, and your offerings were worthy. Plead your case."
So I acknowledge that I broke my word to the Snow Queen, but when I said that I would do what she wanted me to do, she didn't really specify that it would involve killing everybody else. And also, as a druid, the balance of nature is very important to me. And so, if an eternal winter is not balanced, that's just ice and death and no chance of spring. And so I couldn't do it for that reason either.
I see. And in your time as a druid, what titan did you draw your powers from?
Oh, this is in my notes somewhere. Her name began with a D.
Denev.
Dinev. Yes, Ifin will answer Dinev.
He nods. So, in essence, you stand with the divine and you respect the divine, but one of our ranks gave you a task you found impossible to complete because of the cost following that path would lead.
Yes.
Well, what recompense are you seeking?
Uh, for the Snow Queen to not smite me. I'll take punishment. I said I would do a thing for her. And so if she wants some sort of punishment, that's okay, but maybe not a full smote.
So you fear that she's going to end you.
Well, no, I'm not necessarily afraid of that. I'm sort of coming to peace with that possibly being the appropriate outcome to what I chose. But more what I've heard is, an eternity of torture and death and punishment, and that's the ending I would like to avoid.
I see. And tell me what brings you, and he turns to Holland.
I would just like my friend not to be smoked as well.
Well, normally we do not interfere with the activities of other gods, even demigods, lightly. And while it seems she may have been duplicitous to you, that in and of itself is not sufficient to warrant sanctions. However, the good that your actions have brought forth cannot be discounted. You not only refused to engage in activities that would likely have brought death and destruction to most of Skarn, prior to that, you foiled a plot that would have destroyed many civilizations at the hands of Glivid Autel. For these actions and this heroism, I will intercede on your behalf.
Thank you.
I shall make a command that no demigod is to seek retribution on you from actions prior to today. If they have a quarrel with you for actions that took place previously, they will need to address it with me.
Thank you. I hope that won't bring too much trouble to your doorstep.
I have little to fear from even the demigods. However, this judgment does come at a price.
That seems fair.
While you may return to your devotion to Denev, the power of the divine is forever barred to you.
That's fair.
Of course it's fair. I'm the god of law.
That was Rachel laughing, not Ithra.
Have you any other statement to offer or any further petition to make?
I don't. Looks to Holland.
I don't know if you're magic or if you know things beyond what I know. I was just wondering whether all of the soldiers, including my friend Eulalocles, actually have passed on.
Many of the Hell Legion did fall during the Scourge of the Rust, but the majority lived. Your friend was able to be saved by the clerics and rests now in the Gleaming Valley.
That's good.
Thank you.
If there's nothing further, he raises his hammer and slams it on the ground. As soon as it hits the ground, there's another flash of light, and the two of you are sitting back on either side of Charlie. They just sort of pop into existence next to you, Charlie.
So I think it's fixed.
I hug Ithrin and I start to cry.
I'll hug back. It's okay, it's okay. We made it through.
That was so stressful.
Yeah, it was. It really was.
So with that done, I'm going to give you a choice, Ithrin. You can either switch out all your levels back to Druid, or you can take a cleric subclass that I've written called the Renunciate, which basically is like you're no longer on good terms with your god.
That sounds really cool.
Okay. I will send you the information for that subclass once I find out where I put it.
So like Oathbreaker, but for a cleric instead of a paladin?
Basically, yeah.
That's so freaking cool.
That is pretty cool.
I'll send it to you so you can look it over and decide system-wise if that's what you would like to do. In the interim, you're very drained and exhausted, but have a great weight lifted as you have pledged your case successfully to the God of Law.
Yay! I'm gonna go get drunk.
Charlene, you were wandering off to look at tattoos and such, right?
I think I would prioritize trying to trade some of our rich ores for like teleportation. Or I know they forbid teleportation, but that doesn't mean they don't know about circles here or other planes.
Oh, sure, yeah, they have
these
plenty.
are things that Charlong is very interested in learning. And would love to trade any information on that, or if there were any, tattoo manuals or a place to contribute one's own ideas to the library. Charlong has quite a collection collected from their travels. He tries to, copy some pieces of local art from everywhere he's been or they've been.
Okay, so if they want to give their tattoo information, like that they have amassed, plus some ore, like how much ore and what kind of ore are you talking about?
It was what we had from the forge. We decided there was like trying to remember who has this.
I have it.
document
It's
in-
8 bars
All
of
right.
adamantine.
And you're cool with handing all that stuff over?
I'm not sure that I would go like all the way for like 8 bars, but like try to pick up a couple teleportation circles in areas I don't know already. Or like we as a group don't know already. Uh Potentially in some other planes. Charlung is really interested in the elemental plane of water. Not saying everyone else would be, but Charlung is definitely interested in it. Yeah. Just curious what.
Um, well, you can. So if you're going to trade all those bars and your tattoo knowledge, you're able to access. They'll give you free reign to copy from their tattoo archives. As far as teleportation circle sigils, they have a few, but most of them that they have, they're basically like you need to get permission from the people who hold these circles.
Yeah.
That we can certainly post out communiques to them, but like we can't give you this electric vault coordinates without them saying it's okay.
In that case, after trading with them like all the tattoo information that I can, basically donating, my collections as a scribe and artist, and then starting to copy some more from what they had take and ask them to spread the word of a tattoo trader that would like to come and exchange knowledge if they are interested to have and like give them a sending calling card.
Okay.
I don't know how else to do. Is that possible?
Sure. Yeah, you can give them something personal that would allow them easily to do so. Is there anything else in particular that you are seeking?
Nope.
All right. So yeah, you can mark down those gains on your sheet. Just make a note, kind of what you've got, what you've been able to pull together. They were able to give you a couple of teleportation circles. Give me just a quarter of a second here. They give you one in Fang's Fall. They give you one in two seconds. Where are we at? There we are. So one in Fang's Fall, one in Mithril. Second, I'm digging through this big ass map.
It's cool because that's basically what Charlung's doing. I appreciate that you're doing it for.
No problem. One in Fang's Fall, one in Mithril, and one in the city of Rako in Calastia. I just spelled Rako for you in the chat. And Nolo, you're looking for magical theory type stuff, effectively?
Yeah, basically, and in theory, but not in practice, because no one's thought to like use them or how to make that happen.
Sure. I mean, because you're kind of breaking new ground with the stuff that you're working on.
Yeah. Reverse
What?
engineered previous spells.
Yeah. Why don't you go ahead and give me? Let's do just a history check for your research.
19.
Excellent. As you're digging through, you're able to uncover several tomes that you think are going to be useful in the design of your own spells. What I would let you do is if you want to write up between now and next week, we can work on it off camera or we can talk about it in the chat. But with the amount of work you've amassed at this point, I would let you design a spell of up to 6th level.
Okay.
So
Sick.
that's what we will work on for next time. I think that pretty much wraps us up for this session. Any questions, comments, complaints, or concerns about how tonight went?
The
I'm
relief.
happy. I'm not smoked.
That's
Also, it
a
was very
that was-
sweet how Olin treated Ithrin the whole time. I appreciate that.
Nola will be shocked to see how well that went.
Yeah,
Well,
you gotta-
we'll see
you
what
gotta-
happens in 7 days.
The other thing too is that it's up until today. So as soon as we step out of here, we're just gonna piss off another god. That's how it works,
Yeah.
right?
I mean,
How we work for sure.
if I decide not to take the Travis's class, if we get approached by another god, I'm like, nope, forbidden, can't work for you. Sorry, bye.
yeah, and
Well, you can't.
I misspoke earlier. It's called the Recreant, and kind of the way that it works is basically when you go to prepare your spells, you have to make a charisma saving throw against your own spell save DC. If you have to do like acts of supplication while you're doing this, if the act of supplication is particularly pleasing to the deity, you can get advantage on that check. But if it was incomplete, poorly handled, or disingenuous, you would have disadvantage. And then if the saving throw succeeds, you may prepare spells normally. If not, you may not prepare cleric spells that day. And you have to undergo spell preparation every time you complete a long rest, regardless of whether or not you intend to change your spells. So basically, every day you have to make a charisma save to get your spells. You also have penalties of trying to use divine intervention, which I don't think you'll ever get because I think you're multi-classed out of that option. And you can use your other domain features normally if you succeed on your saving throw when you prepare your spells. If the save is failed, you have to expend spell slots when activating your domain features. Domain feature gained at 6th level requires a 1st level or higher spell slot, whereas the 8th level requires a 2nd level or higher, and the 17th level requires a 3rd level or higher. So you have to blow those spell slots that you can't effectively use anyway because you can't cast that day.
That sounds cool. I shall ponder.
I'll send it to you on email. But yeah, having said all that, this was a lot of fun. Thank you all so much for being here and playing. We are on for next week, correct? Since next week is the 1st. So yeah, we're back for our 4th season of Scarlet Sins of Shelzar. We have a relatively clean slate and a new headquarters to build. We are in the domain building portion of the campaign. We got people making up new tattoos.
That happens
and,
around 15th level. Right?
making up new spells and making deals with gods. Good times. So let me go ahead and just remind you real quick before I forget. We do still have the Titans Rising Kickstarter going. It actually just launched, and we have successfully funded. We're now pushing towards stretch goals. That is up over at Kickstarter right now. The aim is to not only create a new source book in Titans Rising, which covers the ability to play like Titanic Science and things along those lines, but also to bring Titanomachy to traditional print and to the shelves of your friendly local game store. So please go over and check that out. I do also want to once again remind you to take a look at Rat in a Burning Cage, which came out last week. It is a complete VTT package for Trinity Continuum Assassins, and we will be having an actual play on Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And I'll be playing in that, so I'm looking forward to it. It's been a long, long time since I've gotten to play in a Trinity game, not have to run it, so I'm very excited. I think that's all the important stuff that I needed to share. So my name is Travis. My pronouns are he and they. When I'm not running games, I'm writing them. You can find me everywhere online at Travis Legge. I have some stuff going on that I would love it if you would check out on my social media. It's all pinned at the top, and there's my profile pictures. Anywhere you look, you'll see I have something cool happening. Would love it if you would take a peek. And with that, I will make my way around the room, and we'll start things off with Charlie. Please tell us who you are, what you do, who you're playing, your pronouns, their pronouns, and anything you would like to promote.
I am Sarah Sharnover, she, her. I play Charlie, she, her. I don't have anything to promote right now, and I don't feel great, so I'm just gonna have a good night, everybody. I'll see you next week, and then I'll talk about things.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you sticking it out and soldiering through. It was fun to have you. Thank you. Next up, that brings us over to Nolo. Please give us your pertinent details.
Hey guys, I'm Mike Mutant. I play Nolo. Yeah, both he, him. In real life, I am a comic artist, but you can't find me anywhere because I just got rid of all my social media for now. I'll come back maybe when I have something to like actually promote, but you can't find me anywhere right now.
A wise man.
Like I just tried to find you today, and I was like, "Where's Mike? I want to send him a cute meme."
Got rid of all of it.
I got a Facebook notification that's like, Mike Mutant is no longer on your Facebook friends list. And I'm like, but he just congratulated me on my wedding. I guess it's not personal.
It's a time waster. I need to focus more on making things, you know?
Absolutely. Totally fair.
I understand and admit a little bit of envy in your ability to do that. I'm a little jealous. Next up, that brings us over to Charlung. Your pertinence, please.
Oh, nice. Because I haven't deleted my socials or anything, but I just have stopped checking them.
I mean,
it's been
as,
really nice.
Just as good. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I'm Corey, aka Narf on the interwebs, and I was playing Charlung, both of us, they, them, and yeah, I work on a video game called Caves of Cud. We have a pretty recent trailer that just recently kind of got pushed out, which is pretty cool. We announced that we'll finally have shipped 1.0 in 2024. And there's a lot of really crazy depth in this little roguelike RPG. And you can also play it more like a traditional RPG with like save settings and whatnot.
Oh, sweet.
Save states.
That's
so
cool.
Don't be afraid if you're like, I kind of just want an RPG. You can just have an RPG. One of the coolest character creators in a video game, I think. Y'all should go check it out.
Definitely do, and I've just shared that link in the Twitch chat. And that brings us around to Alan. Please give us your pertinence.
Hi, I play Alland, she, her. My name is Milena. I'm she, they. I am a illustrator, personal trainer, and aerialist, and yoga teacher, and art teacher.
Busy.
And I have ADHD, obviously. You can follow me on social media either at Milena Deneno or Milena Moves Mindfully. And I have a Patreon where you can give me your money and get goodies in the mail every month. I'm sending a couple of prints a month and stickers just because I feel like I'm not doing enough for my patrons. So I'm gonna send you more stuff for the same money. So Come join me there. I also have a YouTube channel that I don't update as much as I would like. And yeah, support Travis's Kickstarter.
Thank you. That's very kind. I appreciate that. Definitely go over and check out Milena over on Patreon. I've just thrown the link in the chat. And last but not least, that brings us over to Ithrin. Please give us all your pertinence. And also, congratulations on your recent nuptials.
Thank you. Thank you. It was a lovely, lovely wedding. We just got the pictures. They're so gorgeous. Yeah, hello. I'm Rachel. I'm she, her. I'm Stolen Fires pretty much everywhere on the internet, including the Burning Bird app. But I'm also over on Blue Sky. You can find me there. And you can find me at the Stolen Fires channel on Twitch tomorrow. I'll be playing Public Access. It's a real fun indie game about cosmic horror and nostalgia. And then on Friday, I will be running Blade Runner. The crew has finally gotten their final mystery. They're gonna go track down Sapper Morton. Should be good times.
Sounds like a hoot. Yeah, definitely head over. I've thrown the link to your to Rachel's Twitch channel in the chat. Definitely head over and check that out. And I will be back here tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern, I believe, to do some character creation, or not character creation, I'm sorry, some community content creation for Storypath Nexus. I'm working on a Trinity Continuum Aeon release. It's going to be just kind of a fun, chill 2-hour stream. Going to be writing. You can come right along with me. You can come ask questions about it, offer your feedback for this adventure that I'm building for Aeon, or just learn a little bit about community content. So if you're into that sort of thing, tune in. That's Thursday, I believe 1 p.m. Eastern, and then I'll be back here Friday at 8 p.m. For Trinity Continuum Assassins, Rat in a Burning Cage. And then we will be back here in 1 week's time because we run on the first, third, and fifth Wednesday of every month, and next Wednesday is the first Wednesday. So looking forward to seeing all of your beautiful faces again in a week's time. Till then, take care of yourselves and each other. Wash your hands, get shots, all that fun stuff. We'll see you soon. Bye.